So we have a highlighted message. Somebody's redeemed their channel points. This is from Screwfizzle. He says, can you ask Jordan, and he puts in parentheticals, who has a very high painting skill. It's a little bit of praise there for you. Ooh. Can you ask Jordan if he can free paint an image on the cape? How would he go about doing freehand painting? Do you outline it on paper and try to add it onto the model? So even if you can't freehand on the cape, because I know it's already got the rhinestone image, but he's just asking about freehanding and how you do it.
You just go for it.
So I think the easiest way to do freehanding is you take the image that you want to do. I'll just use the back of my hand as a good example. And like, let's say I want to do, what's a good example?
Well, how about just recreating the eagle, but not on rhinestones, or the storm raptor? Just that bird shape.
Jordan, here's one you could do real easy. That's also useful to people.
That people will recognize.
Freehand a number.
Oh yeah, okay.
So for a lot of people, like say you do Beast 09 or other jacks, like just putting like an 06 on your hand, and how you would freehand that.
So the first thing is your paintbrush obviously doesn't work the same way that a pencil does, right? A pencil will stay straight, and the way you move it will stay exactly, like the point will stay exactly where you want it to. A paintbrush obviously bends and flexes, right? So you want to do strokes to generate the number or what have you that you want without causing, or I'll do this on the side of this. This would be a good example. We got a little box here. So let's say I want to paint Beast 09 on this, right? So get to a comfortable spot. Obviously I'm left-handed, so this will be a little different. And I'll start with the 9. So it depends on what we want to do. Do we want to do like a boxy 9? If we want to do a boxy 9, it's easier. You just start with a straight line, another straight line, another straight line. I try to keep all of the vertical lines. I do the vertical lines first, and then I'll do the horizontal lines. So I'll do the 0 next. And a lot of this is like keeping a steady hand too, so you want to keep your distance just about the same for both these numbers. So practice in a steady hand. I'm going to rotate this real quick. I'm going to do a line for the 0.
Also rotating a whole bunch. That's one thing I learned.
Yeah, you could definitely have to rotate it.
I just freehanded a bunch of words onto a miniature I was painting. They had a biker jacket that has the banners on the back, and so I was writing the names on them. And I learned that like rotating my miniature helped a ton.
Yep. So that's what you do for like blocky. For a like standard flowy number, I usually try and do like the top half swish. So something that's like easy to do with the positioning that you have, where you don't have to do like weird under like this sort of stuff, because your brush is going to mess up when it does this underside. But if you do the over, right, you have a lot more control, and it doesn't flex quite as much. So you want to keep the flex of your brush to a minimum when you're doing the strokes to create the number. So
are you saying that if you were going to do a stroke that required you to dip it down, that you want to rotate the miniature 180 degrees so that you're basically painting it upside down so that you can get that top stroke on it instead?
Yep. So, and you can kind of do it a little bit if you do shorter strokes like this without getting the flex. And also, don't press very hard. You just want to hit the tip of the brush to the surface when you're doing this, and that reduces the amount of flex that you get on the brush when you're painting the symbol in. So there's your circle for the 9, and then you got your. And so this is a downward stroke, so this is easy to do with my position as it is. There's your 9, and then your 0. And a lot of it is like going back over.
Like touching up the under layer to make cleaner lines.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is like a lot of painting like freehand stuff you're going to go back in with your base coat and you're going to cover up mistakes. So, for instance, let's say the base coat on this was moldy ochre. I would go back in and I would touch up this line. Sorry, I got to get the glare off of it. And I would touch up the line so that it kind of covers up some of the mistakes and it keeps it all uniform, right? So I'd go on the bottom side here and I'd cover it up like so. Right? See how clean that looks now? And that's with one brighter color over a darker color. So that's usually what you want to do. And same thing with like this 0, right? Because there's a lot of little mistakes. And you can kind of refine the shape of your 0 with your base coat afterwards to get it to be exactly what you want.
It's like a, conceptual carving. You're like putting in your marks and then you're carving them back out again.
Yep. So I hope that answered your question. Yeah. But for like more complicated stuff, like the Signar emblem, right, is a pretty good example.
The swan.
Which I don't remember exactly what it looks like. It's kind of like
It's got a long neck and
one
wings.
of these, right? This is just like super. And then the swan neck goes up like this, I think. Or it might go like this. I don't really remember. Hunger Fred, help me.
It'd probably be easier if I just bring up.
Yeah, if you bring it up, I can.
I'm trying to think how I like.
Or
how does
the
one describe a visual logo to someone?
Yeah, or the Protectorate one. That works too.
The Minifix, that's
the Minifix is. But if I bring up,
that's a lot easier. Oh, thank you, Tony. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
you
Sorry,
ask
it's been a
me-
while since I've
okay,
done the Signar
perfect. Tony
flag. All right,
Just
so
do the Cador anvil. It's easy.
So what I would do is I would do the outline of the Signar flag. So I'd start with the little S for the neck of the bird, or the swan, excuse me, which would be right there, right? And then I would do the 2 wings that go up into the middle, like this. And you can see I'm doing small little strokes to keep it even. Going back down into there. And then
Center up on camera just a little bit, please, Jordan.
sorry, guys.
well, you're trying to freehand and be on camera at the same time, and the station got slightly wiggled. So
So I'm actually going to go all the way down and create a whole circle. So simple shapes, right? So I'm doing the bulk of the shaping with this initial bit, right? And then there's a little cutout that goes around here, like that. Another one around here, like that. And then basically I'll just go back over this little line. And then I'll widen this neck so that it joins up.
That's what I was going to say is I was going to point out that you just kind of did a little sketch line S for the neck, and then you'll be able to, so for those fine details, you just kind of go back in and thicken them up once you've laid them in.
Yep. Exactly.
So rather than drawing an outline for everything, you can just kind of add some more paint to fill it out.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
Nice.
thanks, Jordan.
And then you just go back in and you clean it up, and then you're done.